I think we are. What is this? What's the sound
everybody. Good morning. My name is Faith, and I'd like to welcome you to the conversation and bring to your attention that we'll be starting very soon. Thank you for your patience.
about my brain or what I was thinking or where I was going or why it mattered. But my brother, very visionary. He would say, what are you thinking? So imagine this and imagine that. And so he just spoke to me like a human being. So I grew up thinking that men were allies. So you see, when I came out in the real world and they were saying scum, I was like, how? Scum where? I didn't get it. Because for me, men were allies. Now, this story I always tell, especially when I'm apologizing for all of the, I'm not used to all of these things, just by the way. So I'm having some allergic reactions, so yeah, that's fine. Just to put things in perspective for you. And then I remember one time, my brother, I'd started dating at that time. So he called me and he said, okay, there's a lesson to be learned here. And I said, what? He said, so what's the most important day? You and your guy, is it your birthday? Is it his birthday? Or is it Valentine's Day? And I said, that one is in our Valentine's Day. He said, nope. I said, it's not Valentine's Day. And then what day? I said, my birthday. He said, nope. And I said, his birthday, why? He said, if you are not with him on his birthday, you are the side chick. So I was like, hey. He said, see, your birthday, you can show up, carry the whole world, nothing happens. Valentine's Day, you can go somewhere and come back. But you see, that is birthday, you must be with him. So you see, this guy, one random guy, that I was half dating, it was his birthday, and he just told me, we're going to Abeokuta for, I can't make, I was like, yay, side chick. I almost fainted. So that day, I just called one of my cousins and I said, we're going somewhere. I know what's about to happen, but I need to brace up, right? So come with me, and we're going to his house. He lived in Ikoyi and said, we're going to Abeokuta, our family is going to... True to type, from down the road, there was music. Music! As I heard it, I said, So once I entered, you see those ones that say our wife, everywhere scatter. And from where I was standing, I knew who she was. Starting everybody out. What am I saying? My brother for me was light. My brother for me was direction. My brother for me was vision. My brother for me was clarity. My brother for me was leadership. And so when my brother passed in 2017, I thought my life was over. Like, okay, he had cancer, but he can't die now. Why? It's not going to happen. Because everything, even though I was married, my brother was just solid. You can't be shouting and he's shouting back. Why? He's a man. He's a man. He's a man. You can't be scattered all over that place and he's scattered with you. Why? He's a man. He's solid. So you go to him with your problems. And he says, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Or you have so many things in your head and he just listens to it. Not saying anything right back at you, not judging you, not questioning you, not standing in your way, just giving you room to be. That's what I thought men were like, right? My dad was 52 when I was born. So the conversations I was having with my father were about Shakespeare and about, there's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. It's not by, this and that. So all of those, sometimes I hear some mistakes and I'm like, what were you, did you, because he said this, so you are doing business? It didn't make sense. I grew up with men that were visionary and leaders. Please ignore the noise at the back. They are not here. We are the only ones here. Yeah, we are the only ones that matter. Everything else, anything that is moving around you, you are the solid one, you are the center. Let everything be moving. You can't see. And so, when I was turning 40, my brother had passed, and I just said, you know what? There was so much pain in my heart. I'm telling you a story. Stay with me. There was so much pain in my heart, and I didn't know where to put it. And so I was saying, you know what? Maybe I need to give back. Maybe I need to do something. And then I had this friend that said to me, why don't you do something for men? You know so much. I said, men. Hey, will they come? Will they listen? How? She's like, you know too much. You are the guy's girl. Like, there's no guy. My guys are here. Like, when we talk. We rock. We get there. And it doesn't matter what age you are. If you are 10 or you are 70. My dad passed at, 17 years ago, and he was 82. And we would have the conversations, we'll rack it. My nephews are my guys, you know, I just know. And so when I just said, what would it be? Oh, recall for men. Come back to yourself. I mean, there's so much in the world that tells you what you should be and who you should be and how. And I think the African man is an endangered species because he doesn't even know. Today, you people say it's by cattle and cows and 16 wives. The next day, you know, you say it's by one wife and big business. The other thing, they say, see, you don't even need to have wife, you just have money. So where are we going? So what? You know, I think that the African man is endangered, right? Tradition today, what does tradition look like now? Is it by saying, oh, you sit down there, come here, or where are we now? So these conversations, I am just a moderator. It's your conversation. I'm not a man. I would never want to be a man. You guys have too much going on, right? I'm happy to be who I am, but I will facilitate these conversations. And today, I have in the room with me people that are really important, different things. So here I have an endless ocean. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's an artist, right? And I always say he is the best of them because he's unlike the rest of them. Like he is in a class of his own. How do you just wake up and say, you understand me, you don't understand me, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. You hear it, you don't hear it, I do it my way. It doesn't make sense initially, but it will make sense. It just needs to make sense to me. All of you, you will get it in good time. The first time I heard him, I almost ran. I was like, where have you been all my life? An endless ocean. Right beside him is Icon, right? Icon Oreoluwa. Icon is a ball of creativity. His head, I don't know what he thinks. So when these guys, I met them differently, but when I met them together, like I think that an endless ocean is Icon's muse. Like he just looks at him and says, oh yeah, okay, let's vibe it like this. Let's do it like this. And he, you know, he is, I like how calm he is as a person. Like, so what does strength really look like as a man? What does it look like? Is it by Gragra? I hope that makes sense. Gragra. Anybody listening online, go and find what Gragra means. Yeah, I'm not going to explain it. Is it by, you know, or is it just by looking clearly and deciding this is where we are going and everybody go with me? And right there is Chef Fregz, right? Chef Fregz, who is very, I mean, I remember the first time I finally spoke to him, I didn't want to stop because his mind is big. It has so many things going on, and you can imagine what that looks like in food. So a lot of times, and you say I'm a chef.
What does it look like in food?
Yeah,
okay.
What it looks like with food. Like if your mind is here, how are you thinking? What are you thinking about? So how does this pair with that? And how does that? So it's that you are able to take all that you are and put it in everything that you're doing. You are not separate from who you are in this world. Like now, today, we're talking about pressure. We're talking about presence. We're talking about purpose. Like, what does that really mean in your daily lives, where you are, whatever age bracket you're in? And I'm grateful to have so many people that are, like my cousin is here, he's 60, right? And he said, you know, cause I want to be here. I was like, before I thought that Recall for Men was for 20 to 35, but I realized that a man is a man is a man, right? You can be 100 or 10. That seed is there, you're a man, right? Chef Fregz, you know, how did you decide, for instance, okay, I want to be a chef? Isn't that like, chef, like how much? When you gather everything, how much is it? How you feed a family? How you tell people I'm a chef? Like, you're a chef, you're not buff, you know, you're not a guy. How are you living in that world? And then you're now married and you now have 2 sons. How? 2 sons? But you're a chef, like, are you cooking for them? Nigerian, African, cooking for the family? I don't get it. You know, so just so many things that are, and this is my Egmo here, Mr. Kola Adeshino. Now, by the way, how many of us know Sahara Energy? Yeah, so you know, there are people that talk online and say, oh, finance teach you to make money. I'm not talking about that type of money, of online money. Let's be serious. If you have money, let's have it.
Wow.
Please, I mean, he has a Rolls Royce. I'm just saying, no, just by the way. You know, not... So, you have to be careful who you are
You have
looking
online
at or you are talking to. Not all these people that because they have won something and they're telling you online and saying, oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah is yeah to what?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this man is understated, speaking to presidents. And I mean, his birthday, the whole place shut down. We couldn't move. Everywhere, nobody could enter. There were like 6, 7 sitting presidents there. It's not, we are not,
It's not cho.
Exactly, it's not cho. It's, that's all right.
Evidence day.
Evidence. Full everywhere, man. Anyway, and then I have Kelechi. Now, Kelechi is here. This man is a policy, business, leadership, financial, everything. And then he's very passionate about Nigeria. I don't know. How many people move from Jakpada because that's it? You jackpot. This person.
Reverse jackpot.
Everything. He knows that, this policy is supposed to be, I'm doing something for US. What are those things? US food and something, US, all those things. So if you are all those technical type of things, Kelechi is here for the technicalities. I've done this introduction just to let you know who is here in the room and also to make you know that, feel free to be yourself. This is very easy. Today, the only thing that is different is that we're recording this. I could have had these conversations with these people, but I wanted to have other people in the room. And we're going to be showing it, putting it together and into a production. So you see it sometimes, it's going to look like a podcast, it's going to look like a talk show, it's going to look like whatever it is. That's why we're here today. And I'm privileged to have you in the room. I hope that you know that you're privileged to be in the room too.
Okay.
So,
I think that's a good place to put hands together.
thank you.
Well, there's one thing I love about being an MC or a host of an event. When you have someone that makes your job easy. Being a broadcaster personally, when you have a guest that speaks to virtually everything you say, and instead of using 7 questions for 30 minutes, you just use just 2, you know that you've had a fantastic program. And here you have my co-host, the convener, literally introducing all my guests. I don't have to read anything from this part again. So that is good. However, it gives us time to literally set a tone for this conversation. Now, no preconceived idea yet, but we will speak to everything. I've got some talking points here from the Nigerian man today to mental health and emotional well-being, to economy, work, and the pressure to provide, as well as society, media, and policy support. So those are the areas we'll be speaking to today. So have a clear mind. We've got a clear sky today. Initially, I was scared that it was going to rain, but thankfully, the skies got clear in the process. So I will go around the room, perhaps just to set it on, to hear from those who have seen it, done it, and living it as we speak. Perhaps that will be the taste of the pudding is in the eating. In no particular order, because I would like to leave Mr. Additional to the elder stuff. So we end up here, to my right. So I'll start from Chef Fred.
Yes, please.
No, perhaps it's just 2 minutes to perhaps the question as to what do they think is the most important thing for men today? In their own perspective, then you set the tone for how it's going to be.
Okay, what do you think is the most important thing for men today? I'd like for you to say from your perspective.
Yes, exactly. That's
the most important thing. So you want to start with Chef Rex?
You want me to face them? Why?
You see the people that I have here. That's the problem. No, please.
No.
Okay.
All right. What is to be, what I think men need today, right?
Just keep it.
The most important
The
thing.
most important thing for men today. I think one of the most important things for men is that they need to know they are not alone. I think there's this thing that's just wired with us as men. You don't even know, no matter the level of man you think you are, you just feel like you need to be we put this pressure on ourselves to, it's not even pressure, it's what you grow up seeing. You know, you open the door for women. When you grow up, you have to provide. When you have to do good grades, you have to get good grades. You have to do some sort of sports. You have to confess. And even if you're not doing well in all of these things, okay, what is it that you are good at? So then you need to find your value. Then you find your value. Then you're not addicted to, you know, creating so much value. Then it's very obsessive. Then you become a dog-eat-dog man. Then they're like, oh, this is unhealthy. Then it's all this, okay, how do I come back and be centered? So I just find that men need to know that they are not alone. I think men always think that they're the only ones going through what they are going through. Somebody the other day, last night, sent me a message that, oh, he needs this, he needs that, his kids, you know, he's really struggling, da, 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 da. How was I going to tell him? I really want to tell him that, oh, trust me, everything you're going through, if I tell you my own story, you'll be shocked. So I find that, first of all, I've heard a lot of you're not alone stories when I opened up about some of my issues and found that, or when I used to hear, so when I got married, for example, I thought I was the only person thinking that my wife was crazy, and I'm sure my wife thought the same thing, that, you know, I was crazy too. Turned out, because I thought that it was a me problem, but I just found out that it was a common problem amongst things. But I only found that out when other people let me know that they were not alone. So it made me feel like I was doing something okay, and there was solution in front. So I feel like if men always understand that nothing is really peculiar to them, and everybody deals with it, it just makes them feel better, and it gives them a bit more of a fighting spirit, so to speak, to get through the day. So,
thank you very much. It's a good place to clap. So, let's come this way. I can't.
Oh, okay.
What do men need today? Who do they need to
In your
be?
own words.
Who do they actually
I
need
think
to
I'm
be?
just going to piggyback on what he said. I think men need safe spaces or vulnerable spaces, or to even maybe drill it down better, I think we need good friendships.
yes.
Yeah, a lot of men,
You can't, yeah.
we
yeah.
tight, to use the street parlance, we tight things to our chest a little bit
Yes.
too much. And it's one of the reasons why, especially Lagos men, they're always angry. Sorry to say that, but it's just what it is. So I think that we don't create enough space for men to actually have good friendships. I don't mean friendships where you just go out to drink alone or have a good time. I mean where you can actually be vulnerable. I think is one of the things that men really need these days, where they can actually be vulnerable. I find out that a lot of times, men, people that I know, I speak to myself also, they find it hard to actually explain how they feel to women.
Why do they have to explain to women?
Because that's how they feel. So they find it harder, but because they feel they might not understand their perspective and where they're coming from. But most, usually than not, they find safe spaces in their friends and people like that. And it's usually why it's easy for a man to go astray with his friend.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Now you get it.
so I think that from my perspective, I think that men just need more good spaces where they can be vulnerable, where they can be men and vulnerable, right? And I think that that would now move further more into friendships that are intentional with that. And I think that we as men also need to do better in how we are friends with our friends. Yeah. So I think that's how I say it today, that a lot of men don't have friends. They only have drinking buddies. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, oh.
I think I'll just start with the word growth. And when I mean growth,
Are we all here?
I can.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
I mean, why was it my turn to say?
Because you're too cool. You're too cool for school. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I'll start with the word growth, and I mean as the umbrella, and just say, like, number one, it isn't linear, and then we have to be more patient with ourselves. I do not think that everything has to form in a day. As universal as that sounds, like Rome wasn't built in a day. I mean, I feel like you can always find clarity along the way, and you do not have to like sort everything out as it is in your, because it's almost like there's a timeline for everything. And worse off, I feel like a lot of times, I mean, I don't know if this is like mental health as well, but like I feel like a lot of times men like to shy away from the concept of peer pressure and like the fact that, okay, maybe like there's someone else that is at this point, at this age and everything, but there has to be like a place to remember, because at the end of the day, if you're a growing mind or a visionary mind, there's never a time where you get to your peak and you say that, okay, this is it, this is me, and this is where I'm going. Because, I mean, we always need to grow at the end of the day. There's some higher place and higher, and it doesn't necessarily mean accumulation or anything, but like just clarity and being like more patient with ourselves and understanding that everything doesn't have to be clear. Just as it is in front of you. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
Else?
Kelechi? Yeah.
Well, thank you. And good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I think my response to that question would be, I think what we need as men is to find balance. And balance because in our everyday world,
I really like what you said, because what you have said, as complex as it sounds, you're talking about self-awareness. You're talking about knowing your own life, your own world, and how things are moving in your world, and juggling. It's hard, but it's something that you have to be conscious of, so that you're not overextending in some areas and then you're wondering what's going on here.
Balance.
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 Just that whole, and that's, you know, what you have said, balance can look like 70% on this, 30% on that, 50. Balance doesn't have to be 50, 50. I mean, and that, I don't know what that would look like in a man's world of moving things and people, but balance sounds like a good plan.
I guess the good place to know about balance is someone who has literally, who is the epitome of what a man should be. And you talked about the fact that it was a shutdown last year for his 60th birthday.
Ah, right.
So let us hear from a man. What does he think about a man?
What he should be.
Or what he should
be today. Like, what should that look like?
Good afternoon.
I'm gonna, thank you, Mr. Additional. I'm gonna go in there a little bit. And that is like, okay, that's what you should be. I mean, it sounds great. Or have there been moments, I'm sure there have been, where you didn't exactly know what to do? And when you were like, okay, what's happening here? I mean, I'm going to take out, because that, as far as I'm concerned, is a given. So I don't want you to tell me, oh, I went to God and I prayed. Of course you went to God and you prayed. Of course you did. But what were the immediate next steps? So why am I asking this? I find that a lot of people, especially men, they break at crisis point. Now, all of the things that you were saying, I can imagine, it sounds like there was, oh, and I did this and I did that and now I'm here. No, you're not just there. So at those points, what were the key things that we had to sit down and say, this is falling, this is breaking, what do I pick?
Okay, just like the heartbeat, so is life. You know, it goes like this, on and on, on and on, on and on. Unfortunately, I'll still go back to what you said I shouldn't say. I'll still go back to God.
Yes, and
because
then?
for me, it always starts with Him. Once I pray, and I'm in that moment of being alone, but not alone, I usually get the inspiration I require to solve a problem.
Okay.
Because life is about problems, challenges,
Okay.
difficulties, barriers. As a matter of fact, our stories cannot be told without those challenges. It is when we overcome them that truly we become great. So you can engineer your life yourself through how you confront situations, events, and circumstances that are seemingly insurmountable. And one of the areas of definition which I share with my mentees regularly is the fact that first, you need to be able to truly define those things that are controllable and the ones that are not controllable. So you have to ask yourself, there are certain things we blame government for, but those are issues not for government. They're individuals. Everybody talks about Nigeria from the perspective of the fact that things are not the way they are meant to be. Yes. Whilst you're agonizing on that, be rest assured that there are things you need to do yourself to redefine the Nigeria of your dream. And that, for me, is simply put, looking at the gaps in the society, the challenges, the difficulties, converting them to ideas and concepts which eventually you can monetize and which probably, hopefully, will make you great. So it's about decision making all the time for me. It's about, I do 360-degree analysis. There is a law that is very important, and I hope this is going to help you. It's called the law of unintended consequences. It's the best law. Unfortunately, it's the law we least pay attention to. And what's that? Okay, I want to be great. I want to sing. I have the capacity to sing, write beautiful lyrics, and produce good songs. Now, after that, what next? The question is, you are doing one and maybe losing the rest. And what you're losing probably would even outweigh the victory you've achieved in this place. I'll give you an instance. You bought a car, and of course, the plan was that you're going to use it to go to places where you can meet people, make money, and all that. Yes, it's a good thing to have as a commute tool. However, if everything fails, the question is, what next to you as an individual? What is the unintended consequence of you buying a car when you have money for one? I'm going to be asking some tough questions, please bear with me. I have a principle, a decision rule. To buy a car, I must have money for 3.
Exactly.
To build one house, I must have money for 3. And the reason is the fact that, yes, I'm telling you this. Let me give you one more. This you may not like. Who is the house owner here that lives in his own house?
Oh,
You live in your own house.
No, you, I mean.
You live in yours. Who else? Okay, you do yours too very soon.
I'm interested.
Do you pay rent in your house? The house you live in that you do you? I do.
The house you live in?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Good. That's the principle of multiplication of wealth. Because you live in a house that is your own does not mean you shouldn't pay rent.
Who do you pay the rent to?
You pay it to the company or yourself. I have an account meant for rent. And guess what that has done for me? I was living in Agidingbi when I first built my first house in Ikoyi. My friends were saying, your colleagues, your contemporaries are in Ikoyi. Why are you here? I said, don't worry, when I make it, I'll cross the bridge. Across the bridge, they say there's no more sorrow. So I'll cross the bridge very soon. I built the second one. Guess what? With rent accumulated from the house I was living in Agidingbi, and other businesses I did. So wealth for me simply means that you don't start to behave as if you're wealthy. You continue to behave as if you're not even there yet. The killer of greatness is when you get to a stage of complacency, where you start to feel, I think, it's okay. When you see what Elon Musk did recently, I'm sure some of you saw it. He's going to get $1 trillion from his own company, where he's not the owner of Tesla. Everybody assumes he's the owner of Tesla alone. No, he's a shareholder. They can fire him. But he's saying that if I'm able to achieve a level of success by 2030, this is the kind of money you are going to pay me, his own company. The majority of us won't do that. And one of the ways where we kill our businesses in Nigeria is the fact that we don't distinguish between ourselves and our businesses. The money belonging to the business is our money. No. There are two separate accounts. Your company's money is not your money. When you're broke and your company is rich, it doesn't make you rich. Don't go putting your hand in the company's till. Otherwise, yourself and the company will die.
When do you stop?
When you stop?
When do you stop? Because what I'm hearing is like, this sounds like something that is never ending. And then, you know, the whole hustle. So at what point are you going to say, okay, I have this now, I'm going to relax. What is the, yeah.
How old is Coca-Cola?
100 and, okay, so.
Century.
Okay.
Now, what it does, life is a relay race. When you run and run so well, and you hand over to the next generation, and that wealth is multiplied, that truly is when you've succeeded.
Okay.
You don't stop.
Okay.
The only time I'm going to stop, I know, 100%, is when I go for the last time.
Okay.
I'm not stopping.
I hear what you're saying. So what you led us to is legacy.
Thank you.
So what you led us to is legacy. However, I think that, Josh, you're going to also agree with me. I think that we need to, in this moment, address something, the hustle culture.
Yeah.
There is a definite hustle culture that, you know, and this is a generational thing. Like, so they just keep going. Just keep going. You are tired, but you just keep going, chasing something. What does that really look like? And is that something that we're supposed to carry with us, or we're supposed to redefine in today? Is that something that you want to, you know, the point out of that, I heard, is legacy. What does legacy really look like? What should it look like? Is it hustle built around hustle? Josh?
So, the question, I don't know who to direct the question to.
Sure. Right, you can't keep doing this.
I think Kelechi will be good.
Kelechi.
Okay, yes, because
Tell us, what do you think in that? What does that look like?
Well, I think there are different ways to look at it. It's interesting. At my earlier years, I'm 44 now. In my 20s, I was on a high hustle
Mode, eh?
mode. you know, and my eyes were on the millions and possibly the billions. And interestingly enough, I've been fortunate to be very dynamic in my thinking. Then in my early 30s, literally to my late 30s, early 40s, I came to a point where I had this epiphany and I said, you know what? And actually it was, not that we're talking religion, but it was a scripture that just made me realize, you know what? Everything is meaningless.
Mm.
And sorry, in the Bible, this was Ecclesiastes 9. And I came to that point and I was like, to be honest, nothing is important.
Mm.
All these things, vanity upon vanity. Focus on impact.
There you go.
You know,
Impact. Yeah, because he's being soft here now. He's not giving us his full voice.
Focus on impact. And what that means to me is you can hustle. You can have relationships. You know, the way I see it is, if you can help this person, do it. No incentive, zero. Just if it's going to help him to achieve his destiny, fine. So truth be told, I went through that phase. But now,
Yeah, revving up.
I've revved up now. I'm back to the hustle. But what I really think in summary is, you need to ask yourself, what are you really trying to achieve?
What are you really trying to achieve? Okay.
Yeah.
With your hustle.
With your hustle.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
And with life. What do you really think is your purpose? Yeah? What do you really think is your purpose?
You got that seven.
And that starts to give you direction as to how you start to channel a lot of your energy.
Mm.
I don't think everything is about money, to be honest with you. I don't think
How
everything is about
how do you tell an average young man that is not about, who is hungry,
Everything is
and
not
the
about-
reality of
Now, I think it's about the social construct in the current Nigerian cultural space.
Correct.
That the Nigerian man has to have money. That value you bring to the table is money. So how do you tell somebody that is 21 or 19 that you
That is
don't have
40 and not rich yet.
yeah,
How
or
about
that you don't have to bring money to the table?
We didn't say you don't have to bring
No,
money.
That money,
no,
that
no,
money is
no,
not
no.
everything, right? No, money is not everything,
Okay.
right? Like, money is not everything. Because I think in the last 5 years especially, there has been a very, very big shift in the culture, in the Nigerian culture, that everything is now hinged on money. Like, the pressure from young girls to young guys, the pressure from the society, even parents to young guys now has shifted from,
Yeah, but
it has shifted from having good grades, coming
grades.
out as a
Good, so-
professional. Nobody cares about that anymore. It's bring the money to the table and you are successful. So
coincidentally, that's the reality now, because everything you have to monetize it. Everything you do is, how do I make money off this thing? Even if you say you've got a value, a position, the next thing you will be asked is, how do you monetize this? As again, there's no short term, no long term, no medium term. No, it is about.
I would think being business-minded is quite different from the tokenization of what's it called, morality in Nigeria, or relationships as it were in Nigeria now.
Yeah.
So monetizing things, I think, is maybe not totally a bad idea, right? It's, you're being business-minded that way. But when it comes to even simple things, like as simple as you cannot date if you don't have money, you cannot do this if you don't have money. Mr. Additional was talking about something the other time where he said that he didn't believe that his wife could actually get married to him because of what he
I'm
was
sure
saying.
it can't
before.
happen now.
Yeah, so we're in a very different.
Totally. It's not going to fly.
So we're in a very different space now. So I just wanted that to be clear that it's not.
Please go. Please go. Please go.
Sorry, I get what Akon said last, but I'm going to disagree with just one point. The Bible says that godliness and contentment is great gain. If you're building a 3-bedroom duplex, for example, you do the foundation, whatever, the roofing and everything, you're done with it. Now, the end should justify the means. When you understand the purpose of something, then you can remove abuse from it, right? So, here's what I'm saying. If what you need today is 100 naira, right, then work for your 100 naira. Don't get me wrong, there are situations where someone does something and then you get more than 100 naira. Let's say you've provided a solution or you provided a service where the money that comes out of it now outweighs whatever need that you have as an entity. So I think to my own self, it is two things. It is one, godliness and contentment. Now let me even address one point about, if you do not have money, you can't date. That's somewhat a lie.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
And let me just use that as an example here. What type of women do you like?
Whoop! You didn't go there.
Do you get what I mean? So like, because the truth about it is this. Every time you hear stuff like, there are no good men out there, there are no good women out there, but there's so many good women out there, so many good men out there. And then you just have to, I think when we begin, and I say this as an hypocrite, because I do not do it all the time, but two things, is godliness and contentment. I think that if you can operate from these two things, a lot of things just become clearer. Because like he said, why? In fact, sometimes I ask myself some questions like, why do I even need so much money? And it's not bad, really. Some people want money because they want to help.
Correct.
And that's so if you want money because you want to help, go ahead and be a billionaire. Yeah. Don't let anybody tell you, you shouldn't be a billionaire. And help, like truly. So I think it's just those two words, really.
I need to clarify something, and I don't know who is going to answer. Maybe Chef Fred, because the perception out there, especially when you find people who are doing well in their fields, like all the guests we've got here now, people will say you can talk about God now, like Mr. Additional said. Endless Ocean will talk about, and Endless Ocean will talk about godliness with content. You can only talk about it because you are now successful.
Fair point.
People are serving God on a daily basis, and nothing, you can't really point to anything that has really, you can say, he's a successful person. So, why do you want to spiritualize where we know that you are very hardworking, you're very diligent, so you can only talk about that now because you're Mr. Additional, you're Kels, you're Chef Fred. So,
as you've mentioned my name, so let me to be honest, Mr. Additional, it doesn't, like your history and your current state, I think even your history will be telling like, bro, don't mention us. Like, we don't, that is done, it's done. I can't believe, if YBB doesn't speak so highly of you or you've not achieved what you've achieved, it's not like I won't say that you're lying, but I can't put the two together. But that's the power of God. That's just the truth. You can't piece his history, bus conductor, fuel attendant. I'm like, maybe the fuel attendant was for the future, if you know what I mean, you know. I was looking at the Ash filling station today. Look, it looks like it's easy for us to say that we made it now because of God. Let me tell you a story. One day I went to work for my uncle, one of my dad's cousin, really. He never really called me for work before. He's a rich man, everything. But you know, sometimes family, it's not like they hate you, but family doesn't rate you sometimes, correct?
Yeah.
A lot of times.
You can say that.
A lot of times, but okay.
So, when we come and you know, it's always crazy when you're not like, finally, we're doing you this favor. But I wasn't angry. Money is entering my pocket. I'm going to offer a service. And the added bonus is that you're my uncle, right? So we get this thing done. It was a great dinner, great work and everything. So they had some violinists play. And just got chatting with the guy. Young boy, seemed really great, whatnot. Got chatting. Time to go. It was quite late. I said, oh, where are you guys headed? And he was hesitant to speak. I was like, no, where are you headed? I'm like, oh, they are going to the mainland. I said, oh, we're going to the mainland as well. And there was a flush of surprise on his face because, in quotes, I didn't look like I lived on the mainland. He's like, well, even if you're on the mainland, you're not going where I'm going. I said, Hugh, mommy, where are you going to? He said he's going to Fola Agoro. I'm like, boom, that's where I stay to. That's where my office and my house is. He's like, stop lying. Like, what do you mean you stay in Fola Agoro? So since, maybe I'm going to be a billionaire because Mr. Adesina stayed in Shomolu as well. So maybe that's the start. If you have not blown, Shomolu is the missing, So I was living in Shomolu, and how did I end up in Shomolu? I was living in my grandparents' house in Nukweju. A bit of a Nepo baby. I'll be honest, I was a bit of a Nepo baby. But I was a Nepo baby by the grace of God. I was a Cinderella type Nepo baby, to be honest. I didn't have direct access to the wealth and the throne. I was a kid that wealth was all around me, but it wasn't really my own. But God was kind. I still caught, I went to culinary school on a platter of gold, thanks to my family. I was a village, a child raised, yes, and everything. But after culinary school, everybody was like, we're done. We've tried. Take it from here. And you know what it is like taking it from here in Nigeria? It's not easy. Then I was hustling. I was in my 20s. I started working when I was 21, 22, really like putting stuff together. And I was 25. I cannot forget. I went to my grandpa, my grandma, God rest her soul, that I was going to go and get an office space. And I moved into my office. When I hosted some of my friends in my office, there was only POP on the wall. So you couldn't even, touch the wall. It was going to stain you. So which was the usual occurrence. I had a mattress on the floor, my office table. So I woke up, they cleared my mattress, my table was, in my office, and we started the day. I used to shower in my office. In fact, the toilet was not even complete. My wall was done halfway. But I didn't, in quotes, look like that. I was building, right? So said place in Fola Agoro, I got. In fact, I was so broke that I could only pay the rent for the first year. I couldn't even really move in because there was no money like that. But I was working. I was doing dinners for the billionaires and whatnot. But I was building, right? So back to the story of this guy. I just wanted to give you guys context of how I went from so much, because the day I just told him that I was going to spend a few nights, like just starting the place, and I never moved back to my grandparents' house. In fact, I just only went back to get more stuff. In fact, I didn't really get more stuff. I only went there a few weeks ago to see some things that were from university and whatnot. I left and I started building. I married out of Fola Agoro. That was where I got married from. Anyway, this guy, until we pulled up to Additional, do you remember that Fola Agoro show? Just talking to my bro. You can't relate. You can't relate. Y'all can't relate.
Please, can you tell us this story?
So there's an intersection, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like Shomolu, Fola Agoro, Akoka Back Gate.
Hey, then what?
And until we parked there, that was when he was like, this thing is real. This guy actually lives in Fola Agoro. By the grace of God, I even still live in Osakpa, London yet. The story is not still complete. Ikoyi, here I come, I mean, I always tell people that when they ask me, I will go London, Osakpa, London, The point is, I think it's very important to not mix up what your purpose and what the plan for your life really is. What you look like doesn't have to really look like where you're staying.
Correct.
And when people like us tell you that it's grace or it's God or contentment and all these things, it is the truth. We're not lying to you. Because the thing is, sometimes why I feel like when people say that they are praying and they are trusting God, so they are not really doing it. Do you know what it is I find? Sometimes it's just envy. Why am I not there yet? It's a rush. It's a hurry. They don't understand that it's a process. This food thing, for example, how many people know that I've been passionate about cooking since I was about 9 years old? How many people were there when they asked, what do you want to do for your 18th birthday? Do you know what I did? I told my auntie, I said, I want to invite all my friends and I'm going to cook for them. Do you know that I was sweating in the kitchen on my 18th birthday? I set up a table, used all the glassware in the house, invited people, did music, did menu card, was designed. I didn't dress up on my 18th birthday. But when you were 18, you went to the club. you begged your daddy for money, or you begged people for money and whatnot. When I was sweating in the kitchen when I was eating, where were you? Where were you? I was building vision. When my auntie told me, she took me to a nice lunch in Paris then. She said, Buemi, do you know the reason we contributed money for you to go to school? She said, because from small, we could see that this is exactly what you wanted to do. Remember I told you I was not a really Nepo baby, so let me give you context. God, how do I make some people know my family members here? Let's just say that the money was not really reaching us. Let's just put it like that. You know, my parents separated when I was like 10 years old. Yes, when I was in GS1. So my mom had to move back to her parents' house. Imagine at 40-something, 50 years old. Yeah, I remember we celebrated my mom's birthday when I was in secondary school. And your grandparents, your aunties are the ones contributing to send school. So my mom she had hustled all her life, but she didn't have the kind of money to send us to like good schools and everything and whatnot. So imagine you have family members. You know, we've been saying Nigeria has been hard since. What were my aunties doing? They were young lawyers. Yes, my grandfather is a rich man, but conservative. You know, he's not a loud guy. You've gone to a good private university. You didn't go to Unilag. Then you've gone to good secondary school. Have we not tried? And it's not because they meant to. And I love my aunties today. My aunties still give me money. Because sometimes when it's hard, auntie, how far?
Sheikh, you need to wrap it
I'm
up.
sorry, I'm coming.
Yes.
I'm sorry. The point I'm just trying to make, I'm still cooking.
Can you see?
I'm sorry, I just needed to sink in because
Yes.
that thing is a lot. Because people assume a lot. It's
That you
the
talk
assumption
about God
is
now,
that you talk about God is skinny. So I'm just trying to tell you that it's deep. Because on a good day, if I didn't believe in myself and fight for my purpose and future, how many were you there when I was serving in NYC? I lived in my auntie's house in Kaduna. They didn't turn on the generator for me when there was no light. I learned how to sleep without gen. I couldn't even afford to buy like a small gen or whatnot to Kini. Were you there when I was spending my alawi on buying like catfish and just cooking one small food for myself? Or when I fasted with my God for 31 days? Were you people there in Kaduna? So when the result is showing now that I was building and developing, people say, oh my God, you smell good. It's not today. And that'll be all.
He said that will be all. That'll be all.
He said I should wrap it up. So I'm done cooking now. Food is ready.
So what we seek to do is clarity and perhaps put perspective to conversations we have. Yeah. Now, I've had like so many lines of thoughts from here, from service, of course, balance, providence, principles, timelines. He talked about timelines. And of good friends, I can't talk about that. Pressure, and of course, decision. So we can move the conversation to...
Okay, thank you for that, Josh. I think that from what you said, I think it's very important that I give perspective to this. The whole, there are so many of us that do all this, oh, I've been believing God, or I do this, and there's nothing showing. I'd like to look at heart and hand. And, you know, it's interesting that I started this conversation by saying there's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. What is really going on with you in your quiet place? People can see you, you're working hard, you're whatever, but what is in your heart? Why are you doing the things that you're doing? So there are people that say, oh, I mean, there's God and there's God. There's the African God of give me now. I want it now. And there's the God that is for you a safe place of refuge, a safe place of hope and waiting and contentment and peace and joy and grace. Being gracious to another person, not cheating, not backbiting, not, you know, fighting your way, not usurping, not all of those things. Because I remember, you know, when I was growing up, you know, I remember telling you about my dad, and there were just some principles that are no longer there. Today, I would say, as a woman, and I know that there are, that there are women in the room. A woman wants a man that is clear, that, you know, can talk sense to you. A woman wants a leader. She wants to, so people think that it's potential. No, it is not just potential. It is that when I come to you, because you are visionary and because you can lead and you can guide, things actually happen. You say something, do it like this. And when I do it like that, I see that, this thing has actually worked. Not anything you want, babe. What do you mean anything you want? What is in your mind, sir? Like, how can we really make it work, sir? So I have some young friends, like I call them young, obviously, because they're under 30. I remember the first time somebody introduced his girlfriend to me. And I looked at her and I said, my heart dropped. I was like, so this is what is in your heart. Because by looking at what you want, I almost fainted. I was like, where am I starting from? What is the conversation we want to have? If all you could see was flash and I spoke to her and there was nothing, empty. Nothing but hair.
I screamed.
Nothing but makeup. Nothing. I said, this is the person you want to walk your life with in your day of trouble. That you will say to her, I don't know what to do. And she doesn't hold your hand and say, be still, do nothing. I just say, hey, we're in trouble. What do we do? Is that what is in your heart? That you sit where you are as a man and decide, where am I going? Who is going with me? What must they look like? Whether they are men like you or they are women. What must they look like? Vision is a real thing. I doubt that we have vision. I think that we are running on, expectations. And they said it must be like this. At 20, you must be this. At 35. At 45, you must have a home and a wife. So when you are 45 and you don't have those things, you lose yourself. You forget that you can sit with yourself and say, what is going on? What do I really want? I can start where I am now. Wherever I am, I may be 100. I'm still here. So I can start where I am. I can sit to myself and say, what do I want? What does it look like? And that I will not be moved by any doctrine. To the left or the right. They may look like it. That's when you shake it, you will realize, this is nothing. So back to the lady. And he said, this is the person I want to marry. I said, well, if this is your choice. He said, why baby, what does that mean? I said, you can hear what it means. You can hear it.
The shade was
if I say, if this is your choice, what you should do is to sit back with yourself and say, what is missing? But no, you are running on air. And then you will say, oh, this is not happening, that is not happening. Let me tell you something. So there's one man, one guy, I met him years ago. And it wasn't my ideal looking at him. Because I thought, I want a suave guy. He's too serious. He's too serious in life. I mean, come with suits, with this. Then my father sat me down. My father said, you see, what I see with this guy, because what happened is that there was a particular day we were at home. Back then, I mean, light was constant. So generator wasn't a thing. We were at home and he had come to see me and there was no light for whatever reason. But light came back, The next day he came and he brought these fluorescent light things. Those high flares. I was so mad. I was like, what's wrong with this one? Because who told you we don't have lights in our house? So because I didn't have lights yesterday, now you now think I can come and be. My father said to me, no, this person is visionary. He's thinking. He didn't come and bring you flowers because they say that's what they should do. Kneel down on one leg. It's not about that. What do I want? Where are we going? What do I need? Why? That you sit with yourself, ask yourself the top questions. See, your own is coming. Whatever that looks like. But you have to create it. You have to have the picture with yourself and sit with yourself. Where are we going? And when you see something that doesn't look like it, don't compromise. That's the challenge. Is that compromise? And you say, well, we can manage it. Then tomorrow you will now say, and I manage it. Who sent you? If you have managed it, then manage it to the end. Don't come and disturb us. We're not there. So, yes. So that's my, that's my take on all of this contentment, all of these things. I think that we should start, we want to wrap conversations up. There are a few things that I think that we need to say, we need to look at. And one of that for me is today's man is different from yesterday's man. Let's stop playing. Today's man is different. There are some things that you must carry with you in the world today. There are some things you must carry with you. I hear vision, I hear all of these things. But when, for instance, you and I, maybe if we have a private conversation, he's a kind of person, he's listening before he's talking. How many of us really listen? We're just flying, we're just going. We're just, there's war. I'm tired. We're just going. Emotional balance is key in today's world. It may not have been key those days because who is that? When daddy shows up, everybody fly. When you just, sit down there. If you do sit down there today, you're on your own. If you do sit down there, they will rebel against you and you will see all that you have worked for. It will be coming at you in full force. You'll be like, but I paid their school fees. But I gave her money. It's not enough. Emotional, it's not, what's
emotional balance?
What's balance? What was emotional? So, I have some questions.
Shoot.
I have some questions. I'm going to start with Mr. Additional. So, for instance, and I'll try not to be personal, but I'm going to ask that you just be as open and honest as you can be. Like your life is really on a high. Your life is on a high. Like you're always Syria today, Argentina tomorrow. This. If you were married to somebody today, sir, go hard. Like every day you're not at home. Every day you're. So, what do you think you have done to maintain balance in your own like your life, your construct, that your purpose is running and your family is not running against it?
Okay, you said a lot, but I want to disagree on one point. And this is very critical to me more than any other thing. You know, we all say that yesterday and today, the people of yesterday, they're different. It's a lie.
Okay. Okay, let's
As
go.
it was in the beginning, so is it now.
So I want to know.
And so will it be.
Okay.
The only difference, trust me, is social media. That's all. The things that we were doing then, the challenges we encountered then, are the challenges of today. There is no difference whatsoever. With regards to the women, there are good women and there are women. So let's live, and it will always be
that way.
Always. You know, there is no change whatsoever. The human existence, the way we live, the way we think, the way we do things, they've not changed. The only difference is that innovation came and started showing us things that were previously hidden. That's all.
So how do we respond?
Good. To respond is very simple and it's equally universal. You know, oftentimes we always assume that we can democratize success and prosperity. The truth is, no, we can't.
So it's not for everybody.
No, it's not. It's
Fantastic.
not. Really, it's not. You see, a lot of times we assume that, some of the principles we're teaching in this place will be used and multiplied. Let me give you a funny statistic. You may not like this. How many of us are here? Let me roughly put it at maybe 30, just for ease of whatever. I can tell you authoritatively, if we are able to get 3 persons in this room, apply things they are going to hear today, next month, 1 year, 3 years from now, that will be a wonder.
Yeah.
Trust me. Why? Because attention span has dropped significantly again because of social media. Now, when we were growing up, TV time we all knew is 4 o'clock. First it was 10 o'clock, 10 p.m., gone. Later they moved it to 12. Then Lagos television came with 24 hours. And of course,
everything.
We all know what now happened. So the opportunity for people to be distracted became higher. So thinking suffered with man. Yes. As we are here, as we are all seated here, trust me, statistically, our minds are in a million and whatever. different thoughts, even for those of us speaking. We've had many thought processes. I have a wedding to attend. I have a birthday to attend. I'm traveling tonight.
Yeah.
A whole lot is going on. So the question has been, for me, how do we containerize our vision, work with that container before opening it up to the world? And for me, everything starts and stops with God.
You've not answered my question, sir.
I've not finished.
Have you forgotten it?
Wait, I'm coming. I know your question.
Okay.
You know, so it starts with God. The number 2 one for me is, you yourself must ask yourself a question. Where am I going?
Exactly.
So where am I going? And where you're going only will be defined by you.
Yeah.
So if you want to sing like Davido, then you are wasting your time. If you want to sing like Fela, you're wasting your time. Unfortunately, loyalty of fans to artists is so short. They don't stay too long with you. They always will do what? They'll move on. So the question is, how do you consistently reinvent yourself to be able to attract the people that you are looking for? Now it's a difficult ball game for man. So making wealth sustainable is very difficult. It's challenging, which is why some of us are still working. Now, and because we've now learned the habit of giving, it has made it even more challenging, because you need to accumulate to give. You can't give what you don't have. So you need to multiply yourself. So we've left addition. Value addition is no more what is driving us now. It's value multiplication. Because we realize that, look, addition is not going to help us. Population is blowing phenomenally. So, hey, we have more people to help. So how do we get into that space? You must have a presence. You must be present. You must be present. And in being present simply means that you have to ask yourself, this is where I am. No distraction. This is what I want to achieve. I'm focused on it. Tiger Woods, I used to go to watch at the best of his game. Tiger will wake up long before everybody to go to practice. He's always there an hour before every golfer. He will be on the pitch, training and doing all sorts, before every other person. Tiger, you will be greeting him from the time he starts to look for the hole. You would not listen. He does. Ignore you. The moment the ball gets into the hole, he looks at the people. No distraction. Lesser focus. You are not going to define what he's going to do for him. He's going to define it himself. So it's not a social media thing that you're looking for help. There's no ChatGPT for your future. Nobody can use AI to build your future for you. Trust me. Why? Because AI is a cocktail of opinions that people label, dumped, and all that. That's not you. Kola Adesina is only one in the world. It's me. So the only thing you can use from me is the principle I've used for myself. Which is why I say to everybody, just listen to the principles. Pay attention to those guardrails. Make sure your mind, which is now mindset, is very clear on areas you want to focus your attention on. 24 hours is all that we have, every one of us. There is democracy there. That one is free for 24 hours. So how are you using your 24 hours? So if you are conscious enough to be able to time your activity around 24 hours on the vision you've articulated for yourself, you're going to go far. Nobody will mess you up in that realm. You need to be able to mobilize resources. And in mobilizing resources, your friends. That's it. A lot of people say they don't have money, I'm still looking for money. When your idea is good enough, money will look for you. As I'm here, I'm looking for investments. Irrespective of where God has placed me, I'm still sowing seeds everywhere. But it has to make sense. And you need to be able to ensure that you create a program that is solving a problem. If your concept or idea is solving a problem, then you can monetize it. And if it's a problem that can only be solved momentarily, you know the meaning. Somebody is coming to do something superior to yours, which is why music is dangerous. Another person is going to sing another song. Trust me. So you need to consistently churn out so much for you to retain the level of excellence you require for yourself. For me, it's always about mechanism for renewal. And what is that? If you cannot repeat it and get the same result, don't do it. One of the problems with regards to food is the fact that this generation loves to microwave everything. It's a 2 minutes thing. You don't want to cook it. You can't eat the meal when you start to cook it. No. You have to wait for it. The best part of any beans is the bottom of the pot. It's always sweeter, trust me. But it takes a while. And it's usually seemingly burnt. But trust me, with good bread, hot bread, with that beans, oh my God. And you now have the privilege of 7-Up or Sprite to support it.
He said privilege.
Hey, what is going to happen will be sweeter. You understand? For me, you need to be able to measure it. What is it I do every day? I give it for free. There is no time I go to bed without asking myself one question: what have I achieved today? It's a day-by-day thing. So putting it all together simply for me is know yourself and work with what you've defined for yourself. Don't let the society set a vision for you.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to marinate a little bit. Okay, I think before we continue, even as we look at our time, I would like to take questions from...
Questions, thoughts?
Thoughts.
From the audience.
From the audience. So...
If anyone has anything to say or you have a question, even if it's directed at somebody in particular, please. This will be the time.
This is a good time.
Oh, you want to ask a question?
So,
okay.
So I'd like to know those who have comments and questions.
Won't hear you.
So,
where's the mic?
I just want you to identify, then I come to, I want to 2, 3, 4.
Questions, yes.
4, 5, right? Okay. So I start from here.
Goodness.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Oluseyi. My question is around purpose. I want to understand if it's important to be extremely clear as to what your purpose is. And this is what I mean. Speaking for myself, I'm kind of like multifaceted. I'm interested in a lot of things in my journey, right? I started as a photographer. Now I'm ventured into media business. I love a lot of things when it comes to speaking and empowering other people. So I started an academy. So I've tried a lot of things in the past just 7 years, right? I'm trying to incorporate everything into one vision now. But one major challenge I have is clarity of purpose. I used to, like he said, about when he was young, there was this one thing he loved to cook. I never had one thing that I like. I like a lot of things. Today, I want to be like the pastor. When I go to church and I see my pastor preach, I like it when he's on stage. Tomorrow, I see someone play football. I love the energy. I like the way everybody's clapping for the person, right? I like to just be celebrated. Let me just put that in summary.
Yeah.
So when I see people that are doing great things, I want to be great like that. But I have interest in so many things at the same time. So is it really important to have just one, maybe, will I say skill, or one passion? Or it's okay to, explore as you go?
Fair enough. Okay.
Are we taking all the questions together?
I want to take it all together.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope we remember.
Exactly. Right.
I think we should. I think we should. I think we should take.
Yeah,
I think we should answer.
So,
who wants to answer?
Bill the cat?
Okay. Well, for me, I'd say first of all, because I work with people day in, day out on identity, on clarity, and all of that. I say that. So some of us have 5, some of us have 10, some of us. But the first thing is really what is in your hands right now. A lot of times people, and when I'm clarifying things, I say that what is in your hands right now also has to be something that people want. Otherwise, it's a hobby or it's a passion. Otherwise, you're playing. Yeah, you're joking. So somebody comes to me and says, oh, I like to paint. Beautiful. I like to bake. Beautiful. And I like to sing. And I say, in this moment, if you were stuck and you had nothing, which one will save you? What's going to save you right now? And he says, well, maybe baking because, but I don't really like, that's not your business. You don't really like, that's what's going to save you. Take it now. That's what is in your hands in the moment. That you grow it to a place that it elevates you. And then you can say, oh, I like the other one. Then you add it on. You cannot do all of them at the same time because, again, first of all, apart from the fact that you're a man, right, there's something about men and vision. Vision is a real thing. You cannot be divided in your mind. You cannot be double-minded. You cannot be looking here and there. That's why it's called laser focus. There's something, you have to be here. But that here is not because you want it. It's not because you are happy about it. It's a difficult place. But it is what is in your hands right now. Hands right now is what can save you. And the only way is that if it adds value such that people can exchange. Otherwise, you're playing. Also, people say, oh, I liked it. I'm like, you're on a long thing.
They say they play.
You're on a long thing. Because that same thing will give way to the next one. But you must choose it first.
Let me tell you this now. There is a reason why you see footballers retire at age 30, 33, and the rest of them. Why? Because between the ages of 16 and that 33, that's when you are at your strongest.
Yeah.
The vitality in you, very high. Invariably, all you require as a footballer is focus, focus, focus. Go and check this. Statistically proven as well. When you see a footballer miss a penalty, it's because at the point in time when they wanted to hit the ball, they thought of two different things or areas to put the ball, and they were not sure. That's it.
Wow.
But once they are setting, they will just put it down there. The guy says, look, I'm taking this thing left, and it's going to be a hot shot. Bang! You get there. Because you are human, occasionally you will miss it. But trust me, you would have garnered enough experience in terms of where the ball is going to go. You can't be everything, trust me. You can't be everywhere. You are not ice cream, so you are not just going to be available for everything. So just for that period, just stay where you are. Ambidexterity is okay. I might say that as well. That yes, you can do multiple stuff, but again, the return on investment. Now I'm using that word carefully here. The return on your time, the return on the attention, the return on the vision, the return on where you are headed. You need to measure it. So which one really is important to you that will bring that return at that material time? Don't be like Liverpool.
How did we get there now? No. How did we get there? But I hope there are no fans. I apologize.
Okay, so I
apologize. Let's
don't be
go
like
to your
Arsenal.
own.
Don't be like Arsenal.
Let's not go to your own. No. But okay.
Don't be like Arsenal.
Let's not go. How did we get there? That was it. No.
Don't be like Arsenal.
But okay.
Please.
Straight bullet. So,
okay, next person.
Hello.
Just go on, don't worry.
My name is Manny. I'm also a photographer. My question is about mortgage in Nigeria. So it almost looks like there is no, at least for my own generation, I can't seem to find information or the right plug, if I should put it that way, on how our parents got to secure like homes. Do you get? So for most of us, what only is foreseeable is renting till maybe you hit big, and then you can buy a home outrightly and whatnot and all that. And I know that Nigeria is a very peculiar country or environment compared to other parts of the world. But is there any information that some select people know?
So that's what you're asking here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there something? Yeah.
Is there a
way? Because there are things that some select people know, and you can't know if you don't enter that circle. And I'm like, is there something about that we need to know and we work towards? Maybe in the next 5 years, 10 years, we can start being able to boast of owning our own homes and all that. If not entirely, but like there is a step towards something. I don't know.
Kels, you want to answer that?
Okay. First of all,
I just wanted to dump 4 quotes that stick to my mind. I just want to dump it for the sake of our recall.
Of dumping.
Yeah. And then I'll dive into that question. I think one is a Shakespeare quote,
My fave.
which says, "To thyself,
Be
to
true.
thyself, be true." I think, be true to thyself. The second quote I want to put is, "Fortune favors
The
the
brave.
bold." or
Well, the brave, the bold.
The brave, the bold. Yeah. The third one is, and I'll take that from, comes from my church, Elevation. Making greatness common. Making greatness common. And the fourth quote, interestingly, is from Sahara, and is actually making a difference. Mad. Correct, sir?
Yes, you are right.
Correct.
But doesn't mean you are mad.
Yeah, but you've got to be,
but-
you've got to be mad for
Well,
something
you gotta
to
be
happen,
mad.
but that's okay.
I think to your point, Manny, what I hear, and even before I even talk about housing and all that stuff, personally, for me, as a fairly young, old Nigerian now, interestingly, I'm appreciating the creative sector, the creatives.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity of working for federal government 14 years at the federal level, and so we've crossed paths on the corridors, all that, advising ministers and even at the global scene. So, but I've always, we're the ones that they put behind the scene and then,
Get the work done.
But I find that sector very interesting because it's a very resilient and an innately talented sector. So I always say to myself that where governments have failed to empower a critical mass of young people, I do feel that we are all innately by nature, there's something creative about us that if well harnessed, whether government give you welfare structure to go to universities, scholarships or whatever, regardless of that, you guys, there's always something talented about every one of us.
How does that get to what he's saying, though?
No, I'm going to go back to this point. I'm going to go back to this point because I just want to first of all appreciate.
Okay.
He said
all
I'm a
the
photographer.
creatives in this room,
For
actually.
the creatives, yeah.
They're quite a
Because in
number.
fact, a lot of creatives.
Yeah, you can see them.
Even Chef Regs, do you understand?
We all are, but
we
like
all
the
are.
creatives, we.
Do you understand? So
Of course.
I want to
Yes,
first
you
of all
are.
I want to build confidence in that for them.
Right.
You're a photographer, there's nothing wrong. People may be doing investment, be bankers, whatever. There's really a good prospect. Now, what I hear in your question, coming straight to you, is it's a conscious cry for, it's a survival question. Yeah. It's about where the future really holds. Do you understand? People are able to fend for themselves, have some level of safety nets, structure, and all of that. And I think we're in a peculiar environment today called Nigeria. It has its challenges. Certain frameworks are still trying to, policy frameworks. How do we, ideally the government should have created a social welfare program where it's easy to access homes, mortgages, and all of that. But today we're in an environment where unless you hustle well enough, you are able to raise the money and you're able to buy your first plot of land or your first apartment and all of that. But I really do think that it's really about your own innate resilience. Yeah? It's unfortunate that we are not in an easy environment today. If you are in the UK or Europe, whether you're a photographer, whether you're a banker, you can walk straight to your bank with a small deposit, a mortgage facility is being offered. But I think your reality today is you have to hustle. You have to be resilient. If a home is your priority, do you understand? And I know you are asking, are there hubs where a select few people, do you understand?
Where they share homes.
Where they share.
No,
the
just
reality
kidding.
If that is a major priority for you, I think my point is you just have to sink into yourself, first and foremost. You're a photographer. If that's where your skill and talent is really domiciled, how do you improve on that? How do you align yourself better? How do you, want to make a point? Yeah, yeah. Okay.
For at least 10
Where's your
years.
real income coming from?
From photography, obviously. Like
Okay,
I can't earn a decent living in Nigeria as a pharmacist unless I leave the country or unless I own a practice. So that's
Why are you not owning a practice in pharmacy?
It doesn't.
So-
Can we move from there? Go ahead. As in, let's not even go to
Because-
owning practice. He has already told you that it's not owning practice. That's not where we are going. We are inside photography. Please continue.
so and personally,
You need to make that really quick. Your point.
Yeah, so that we can.
We can
move on
get
there.
around.
Sure. Okay, so I'm making this not because I heard you say that I'm most likely asking this question from fear of survival, but it's not necessarily that because it's my business is doing well. If I should, if I put it that way.
As in, look at you.
And for instance, I come from a family of I have 4 siblings that are medical doctors, but I know that what I make can top what 4 of them make together.
That's good.
But at the same time, I'm talking based on, from what you said, there is no privileged info out there. From what you say, but I believe there is.
Okay, can I?
I was
go
about to.
ahead.
Can I just
I think
pitch
it's all
in
there.
Yeah,
quickly?
pitch in quickly. and
I
then-
think this is the same challenge for some of us as well. Your mom will call you. When are you doing? You are doing well. So don't I come? You don't have. My mom does that a lot. If she's watching, sorry, mommy. But the fact is, I also came to an understanding, and it's about balance. I know that she feels that since you're making this much now, I feel that you're doing well. You should be in your own house. Then I'll piggyback to what Mr. Additional said. Until he can afford 2 or 3 houses, he's not living where he is at the moment. So I know that if I have to go build or buy a land where I really want to, I won't be able to feed my family or pay school fees for a while. So I tell my mom, I said, calm down, I will build a house. I will buy a house, but just give me peace. That's what I tell my mom. I just say it will come in its time. Just hang on. Don't worry. He said, your brother has a land now. Somewhere. I said, I don't want to build there.
Let me say this to you. First, remember that some few days ago, there was a land issue somewhere in Nigeria. So make sure the land you're looking for is not going to be one where there will be.
Be careful.
Okay, we went there.
That's
But all right.
Number 2.
We went there. It's
Number
okay.
2, Josh, please. Part of what he said is that pressure is coming from family. Don't ever be
Expectations.
pressurized by anybody.
Expectations.
That's
There you
number
go.
2. Number 3, because of the quality of relationships you have, there's something we used to do growing up. We call it a jaw, 3, 12
Pull
of us
together,
that
like, yeah.
we'll pull resources together, we give one person, that person, and then the next one, another person, the next one, another person, on and on and on. Failure of policy, yes, but yet, if you look at some of the people that built up the success stories we're celebrating today, their parents used to sell pepper, palm oil, and all sorts, so they were not even lettered. You understand? But yet they were able to do all that they've done. So you need to really be able to understand that. There are three areas, or there are three equations for me that spells out whether or not you're going to be sustainably successful. Is it you're consuming the money that you have on things that you don't need? 2, is it that you are saving? Or lastly, you are investing? You can only be prosperous when you're saving and you are investing, not when you are consuming. Now, a lot of people would prefer to come and have their first hope in Ikoyi and VI. I recommend no. Forget about, you see, don't compare your life with any other person. It's your life. You understand? The moment you leave that pressure, as a matter of fact, your sanity, your clarity, everything starts to shine brightly. The moment you start to say, I want to be like Kelechi, because Kelechi lives in VI or Ikoyi, then is your barometer of measuring success, you failed. You continue to have migraine. So you don't need any of such. So just simply look at your own life, look at what you have, look at how much income you are getting, on the basis of which you make your own plan. You're a different person. So forget, you will build your own house in Ikoyi when the time is right. Don't worry. I showed Kelechi something earlier. If you see, I hope they can, I wish they can show it round.
What's that? We could.
Let me just quickly put it up. Then you.
I wish.
So you will not like it, but just.
Are we going to pass your phone around?
Maybe.
Your phone?
Yes.
I think so.
Let the camera come and zoom in.
Okay, this camera then. Okay. Which one? That one?
The one right where it was sitting.
Okay.
Look at it.
Okay. I wish we had a monitor.
We do, but we didn't.
So that's the people seeing it, but they are not seeing it.
It's fine. What is it? Let us.
Just know when you hold it, you see it. I don't
come on. Okay.
Aha.
Okay, so we can see that. So he's showing you where he started from. Can you see it?
Now, this is better than it was in my time. This is 2024 picture taken because I was writing my book. And because I said, look, for the likes of Fred, who says, no, it's not possible. Thank God he's in Folagoro. Here you can see the reality. I can give you the address, number 18 Oluwalogbon Street, Shomolu.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. You know, so, and I take my kids there regularly, primarily to let them know that, look, that you are here today, that is not where you started from. This is where your dad started from. That's it. So it's important you don't put yourself under any pressure. I don't, till today, I don't want to know how much Elon Musk has. That's his own problem. I don't contest. He's not my competitor. I only want competition, collaboration. That's all. No other person.
Please, can you give him a round of applause?
Okay, I think we solved that. We've got it.
So I have.
We've solved it.
Just hang on.
There was somebody else that had it.
So we have next 5 minutes for the next.
15 minutes.
Yes, I'm managing my time. 5 minutes for questions, because we need to leave here in the next 10 minutes. So I'd like to have your question, then your question.
So that's it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Greetings, everyone. My name is Louis Sanani. I don't have a question. Well, I heard you say if someone has a comment, is it okay if I make a comment?
Yeah, sure.
So I particularly like what Icon said when he said that we should be very intentional about the kind of friendships we keep. And I also agree with him that he's correct to say that if we take away alcohol, then we truly know that many of the people we call friends, we're actually bastardizing the word. Most of us are actually not friends. We just have bodies we sit down to discuss the things that are not important because we truly do not even share the deep thoughts that are bothering us. And there's a lot of thought about the society kind of expecting us to constantly man up without there being any support. But the honest truth, if we must tell ourselves the truth, we have to stop waiting for the society to give us permission to take care of ourselves or be our brother's keepers. I don't know the last time I heard a man confide in another man that he truly had a problem. We find it difficult to share our problems with us. I think that's where it all starts. And if we do not get it right now, it will be impossible to get right. So I think where it starts with, if any of us are fathers, is while you are trying to work out your friendships, your male relationships, also imbibe in your male kids that it's okay to feel, it's okay to cry when you should. Because I like someone's analogy. He said, his name is Jason Wilson. He says it's okay for a man to understand that he can be Bruce Wayne and what's the other character? Bruce Wayne and Batman. So he shows up when he needs to, at whatever time that character calls. But we are constantly showing up as Batman, not Bruce Wayne. That's my comment.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
Fantastic.
Please, can we pass the mic to this?
We are just...
I think we are all Batman. So,
Are you all?
just go on. The mic is on.
All right, so thank you so much, everybody. Conversation held so far. I think my question will be to you, sir.
What's your name? You didn't tell us.
My name is Jeremiah Bankole.
Hi. Okay.
Bankole. So I got a question. The question that I have in that is, I think marriage is important to every young man. And for you, when you mentioned the fact that things has really not changed, even though, like, I feel like,
everything has changed.
Are we going to this place? But okay.
We didn't get to talk about relationship, but not to worry, another time.
Because we wanted to. And
yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So my question to you is, back then in the years when you met her, and the relationship started off and all, you were not all that you have right now. Nowhere I don't know. But I mean, how were you able to sell the vision? One.
Yeah.
Two. How did she see from the standpoint that this is the man that I want to do my life with, regardless of, because I mean, there are always options, there are always choices that she must have been presented with at that time. And she decided that this is the man I'm going to do my life with. And because I like your perspective as to which you see life, everything starts from God, everything ends with God. How were you able to sort of get that clarity from God, to be able to take that next step? Even though knowing fully well that your life is not all put together at the point.
Fantastic. This is such a powerful question.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't need one. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a very great question. But what else would we expect from a Jeremiah? Well, man cannot know it all, and you can't see it all. However, you must have anchors, and of course, you must have a vision of where you are headed. When I met my wife, it was University of Lagos. It's so clear till today. She was on one side, I was on another side, crossing. I saw this young girl. And and of course, very young, 8 years younger than I. So, and of course, went to her, we spoke, we chatted, and all whatnot. Now, because of the level of challenge at home, I don't want to call it poverty. She wasn't going to my house, so she was really always meeting me in the lab. I was doing my master's and equally lecturing on the side until this very interesting day when she felt, okay, let me go to your house. Meanwhile, I've been going to our own house. Our parents loved me because, hey, they saw that every time I had to interact with them, they had something to learn, I had value to share, and all whatnot. So they were quite impressed that, wow, this guy is broad-minded and all whatnot. So here she was. She said, okay, let's go to your house. So she got there. First was, as we got home, my mom felt, oh, my God, why did you bring her? I said, she said she wants to come home. So my mom said, let's be praying. I said, why? She shouldn't use the bathroom.
Oh my God.
I said, okay, let's pray. Honestly, let's pray. Okay, so we prayed and all that. Then we finished. She said she was leaving. Then she now said, can I use the bathroom,
Hey,
please?
prayer.
You know, so my mom stood up, ran to the what we call a restroom, and then tried to clean it up a little. So I asked her to go. She went, and we finished. From there to Unidad, we said nothing to each other. So yeah, I was thinking, okay, I've lost this one. I will marry myself if I see that restroom. So I don't think this girl is going to, stay. Then we got to University of Lagos. I was entering Fagua Hall, which was a male hostel then, and she was in Madame Tinubu. So she stood right in front of my own hall and said, look, I know you are not happy, you're worried, but I'm with you. I will stay for life. Don't worry.
Can you hear
Life,
it? Can you people hear it?
Yeah.
Can you hear the woman?
Yeah, so...
Not one with one something.
So
because
no, I'm
did you hear
coming
him?
now. No, I'm coming. You will hear it now.
Can you not hear him? Did you divide
so
him?
she said, we're for life and all that. So I was very happy, of course. Got in, said, God, I thank you and all whatnot. But later I asked her this question. Wait, what is it that made you say what you said a few days ago? She said, look, everything about your life, there is intentionality about it. That you are even where you are at all, based on what I just saw, it's a miracle. That you shouldn't be where you are. And of course, here you are, you're doing well, you're making attempts to make your life better. You're very hardworking, extremely very focused. If I say this, you'll find it unbelievable. You won't believe it that I didn't know that there was a specific location people go to dance and nothing else until I was 39. Yes. I didn't enter a clubhouse until I was 39.
Oh.
And of course, it was in Abuja, a place called The Point. So one of our staff said she was celebrating her birthday, so we should meet at The Point. We got there, lights, blue, red, green.
You said light,
so
red.
I said, guys, we can't see ourselves now. Let us put on
They said, this club, sir.
the real light.
Club
now.
Lawa.
And then they said, they looked at me because I always crack jokes and all that. So they felt,
oh, he's
no,
playing.
that it must be, no, he's joking. I said, no, now, I can't see you guys. He said, Paula, this is a clubhouse. I said, clubhouse, to do what? I mean, dance here. You mean you leave your homes to come and dance here? I mean, I dance at home. I dance in my hall. I dance. So Friday, Saturday, when you leave the university, this is where you people, oh my God, wow, I've missed out a lot. I said that to myself. But I now joked about it, and I meant it, and I'm sorry to say this to everybody here. I felt they've missed out far, far more. You know why? Where I am is not where they are. I won't say more. You understand? Where I am is not where they are. And I've always been very, very, very focused. I don't.
You don't play.
I don't play.
You don't play. That's what it is.
It's just, that's my life. I always
Let's
feel
not play.
I'm a transformation agent. I must make things better. And everywhere I've had the privilege of leading, way back, young and all that, leadership and making things better has been my mantra. So my wife and I, it's a relationship I can say without a doubt, rated from God. The key, if you lock this door, the only key that can lock this door is the key meant for this door. The only key that can open this door is the key for this door. We are all doors. The keys to open up our lives to greatness is one. That's what we're looking for. Find it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Mic drop. Mike, that was the best question that we needed in that moment. You know, we are wrapping up, and we just realized we didn't even say anything about relationships.
Yeah.
Because we're just talking pressure, because typically that's the first thing. Pressure, purpose. We didn't even really... But honestly, Mr. Adeshino, he gave us a whole bulk pack. That's a lot. So we're going to wind it up, but I think we should go into this whole relationship thing quickly. And then we have somebody here. Let me just say, Femile, thank you for being here. I know you were not expecting me to say that in this moment, but yeah, thank you. I see you. I'm grateful. Thank you. God bless you. So art is real because, you know, this is a different era. The things that you were saying, even to Manny, it's amazing. I know that, honestly, if my husband were here, he would be the best person to tell this story. And this is what Mr. Additional is saying. Laser focus is a real thing, guys. It's not, they're not playing. You've got to be focused. You can, all these things that you want to do, there's time. Yes, there's time, honestly. And I'm really grateful, Mr. Additional, that you shared that story. I don't know if it's something that you say all the time, so I really appreciate you for saying that. Thank you, Uncle. So, relationship.
You're going to sort that out in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Because coincidentally, you are the expert.
Oh, wow. So did you just leave me alone? Josh, did you just leave me on that? Wow. Okay. So I'm going to look at what is it like, you're unmarried in your 30s, Icon. Because you were the one that already actually started out talking about relationships. You can't get, so what is that really? Something about you can't get the girl that you, I don't think that I understand what was inside that place. There's something that was there that we didn't really go into. I'd like for you to explain, or what is it like?
What's where?
What is it, the things that you were saying, what is it like being in your 30s as a man? And are you, let me not preempt you. What is it like being single in your 30s and somewhat successful? What does that look like for you?
I mean, it's a case of, how do I say this now? It's a case of going after what you want steadily, right? I think it's always that, what's it called now? Where you're going to, it's not about speed, really. It's about you getting it right.
Are you under any pressure?
I mean, I'm not someone that is actually susceptible to pressure like that. But there are. You can't lie. Everybody wants you to. The society expects you.
I thought that was a women thing, though.
No, it's also a man thing. It's also a man thing. It's actually a man thing. I think it's just that men are not too vocal about it like that.
When we need dresses for prayer meetings,
yeah.
that's really different. Can we keep it a buck? You see, he's really excited. That's just the only thing. They don't, our pastors, because we don't talk, we're not calling prayer meeting, come like your miracle, anointing oil and suits. Because if we were that expressive, oh, trust me. The fact that you even know that come like your miracle. Hallelujah challenge.
But this is the first time I'm seeing Icon not being expressive as to explaining why he's single.
I also think what he's saying, I also think that, what's it called now? That happens, that with women, because men are supposed to actually find a wife in the society.
What is that like being single? Because we're wondering, why can't you find? Is it not easy?
It's not about not finding, really. It's about what you want. Actually, it's about what I want for myself. I'm speaking as myself now, not generally. It's what you're looking for out of life, your focus and what you're trying to get. When it happens, right? But it does not mean that it's everything that comes along the way that you actually attend to and all of that. So I would say I'm a what's it called, late bloomer.
You're a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Why? Because somebody is beside you.
So is not very serious.
It was like, what's this saying?
Like, it looks like there's something in there. Please, can Icon finish? Can Icon finish?
Yeah. So, and I think that when you get to realize what you want out of life and you start chasing it, this is a vulnerable moment. I think that I might have sacrificed some relationships in a case of trying to get what you want in life, right? So, so that laser focus thing now, it gets some kind of ways when you say
you go just focus,
over focus. So I think that's one of the things that happened to me in my late 20s or mid 20s, as it were, like that you were looking out for, I want to be this, I want to be that, and you were sacrificing relationships for that, which is not a good thing. And that happens a lot when men do not have good mentorship, good friends around them that can actually guide those things, that you can be this and this at the same time. So that happened to me a lot when I was, that happened to me rather when I was in my 20s. And you know, when you cross that 30 line, there's just a way of life like, okay, now there's so many options. How
Hey.
do I
Streamline.
Yeah, how do I streamline things? How do I focus? How do I get this right? Or is this person coming because they feel I'm good enough now, or things like that? But at the same time, that's why I said at the beginning that it's not a case of speed anymore. It's a case of getting it right. So at the same time, where we are right now is that there's a lot of pressure, as it were, for someone I'm 35, right? I'm in mid-30s, as they would say, and getting closer to whatever it is. I don't see myself as like I'm late or early or whatever it is, but the society in itself puts that pressure. Everywhere you go to, people want to ask you that why you're not married, why have you not found the right person, and blah 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 like that. And sometimes people make mistakes from that, and I've seen that happen to my people, and I don't want that to happen to myself. So that's why that's part of it.
That's incredible.
Before
Before he says, I'm going to come to him because I'm coming there. Hey, are you in a relationship?
Hey, he's not here.
Please
He's
excuse me.
now.
Wait, no,
He's a
is it,
celebrity.
it's fine. Are you in a relationship?
No, I'm single.
You're single. No. I know that you're single, but are you? You know why I'm asking? Because when he was saying all of these things, there was just some. It's like you have a different opinion. Yeah. So that opinion, I want to understand it. That's why I threw that at you. So what's that opinion? What's happening in that space? What are your thoughts?
To be honest with you, I mean, part of my gesticulation was because this icon. I mean, I always like tease him. I feel like, can I disagree with something here?
There you go. There you go. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
You know the funny thing. It's not even disagreeing with Icon. Someone asked a question. Please, I'm doing this as a humble person. Please, everybody forgive me. This I'm about to do.
Please go ahead.
I think a lot of us men have a lot of self-esteem issues.
You think?
And when I say self-esteem, I mean really, really low. And I'll paint a scenario to you. Technically, if you are a child of a civil servant that, let's say, earns 150,000 per month, I'm going to use this as an analogy.
Please go ahead.
You are not far from the truth.
Please go ahead.
For you to understand what I mean by self-esteem issues. And I'm not saying this is not to say you should be proud. This is just for you to understand where I find a lot of men lacking. If you are from that type of family, the type of women that you'll be surrounded with is not DJ Copy. Nobody's doing you a favor by being your girlfriend. I'm going to be very honest with you. That's number one. So I find that a lot of people judge themselves by what they have. So that when someone now comes, it's now all those things where people are giving anniversary speeches. Oh, she loved me when I was nobody. Nah, you were somebody.
Yeah.
You were somebody. You were somebody. This man that you see today
was always the man.
Always
the man. You've got
it's
it all.
It's just the external that has now
shown up. Yeah.
That is what it is.
Nice too,
and I really, really need a lot of us to stop that. Stop it. You are. Okay, let me not send the wrong message, just in case you are nobody. but
I've been wondering why you are at Endless Ocean.
Endless.
The wisdom of Paul.
Endless.
Please, we really, really need to. Because there was one time my pastor would tell me, you need someone who loves you aside the external factors. And that, for example, that was what his wife was. So when you are going to meet a woman or anything, so let me now bring it back to my own self.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what YBU wants.
You know.
Yeah, but I feel like for me personally, in making any decision, I won't lie to you, I feel like just as he said, you can't democratize, or some people are just going to have it better in relationships. It's the same principle. But I feel like a starting place, and which is something I believe I will apply to my own life, is obviously you have to understand your principles, understand your value, and understand that the end should justify the means. I'll give you a typical example of people that say, oh, I'm in a talking stage with two guys. If the end of that thing is exclusivity, the start thereof should be exclusivity.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
If someone is in a talking stage with more than one person, and you want to be a man who is loyal to your wife, and you want a wife that is loyal to you, that's not the person for you.
Bro.
This is how I live my own life. So
let's go. Thank you. I mean, let's just give offering right now. Let's just give offering.
Yo,
that was wild. Thank you.
That set my mind, bro.
Okay, you, Chef Fregz.
Sorry, I'm recovering from that.
That was wild. It was something. It was something, to be honest. Like talking stage with two people.
And you want to marry a joker.
But it's okay. Let's all these things that are normal. Let's pretend they're normal. So for you, Chef Fregz, right? You got married in
2018.
Well, I don't know how old you were or whatever, but
I
how?
got married when I was 30.
There you go. So how has it been, this whole marriage thing, your concept, the idea? What is it like for you now? And then being a father, how with your life and how expressive you typically are, and how people will look at it and say, no, this one is not buff enough, he's not man. But you have a whole community that you are building, how is that for you? What does that look like?
It has its good days, it has its bad days. I'm very grateful that I had a bit of knowledge about marriage. So I'm a fountain boy, I'm a Pastor Bimbo child. So I was happy that just as a function, if you attended Fountain of Life Church, whether in children's church
yeah.
or you're going to hear about single and married, you're going to hear about it. You know, because my sister and I, for example, used to role play it. I'll be the congregation, she'll be Pastor Bimbo, and she would say this. So there's some things that were just inside of us. I remember with my wife, we used her book to do personal marriage counseling, and I'm happy that my wife insisted that we got marital counseling first before we went ahead to get married. But prior to then, and why I say he has his good and bad days is because I think I honestly wanted to get married because while I genuinely wanted a family, I would not like, there was low-key small societal pressure to be like, at this age and stage, this is what you are meant to do. And value system-wise, I wanted a family, and I didn't just want to I couldn't do the whole just born and, you keep it moving. No, I wanted the whole family thing. But I think I didn't really understand and count the cost of what
Just continue.
Or what it was to really be married and raise a family. And to be honest, it's really hard. I just want to be very hard. And I don't want to sound pessimist, and I don't want to sound whatnot. It has its really tough days. For 7 years we've been married. I tell people that it's in my 7th year that I think that I'm actually like really in my rhythm and understanding this thing. And even, mind you, in this 7th year, my wife feels like some days she feels like we're not maybe at our best sometimes. God, she's going to kill me that I said this here. At our best. But I always tell her, Sonia, YBB, I'm very happy that you said something about, I used to be very weary of how I was. I'm soft. I'm not, I wish I had knowledge again then. When I first lost weight, I didn't know that you could, I thought muscle building was for some certain people. I didn't understand how to be, I remember my uncle made a comment when he said, because you don't watch football, you're not like one of the boys and everything. But when I learned how I was, I started to have better esteem about myself because I started building a different community. So when I now got into marriage, how do I say this without making my wife look bad? Spouses they're not perfect. My wife is an incredible woman. One of the reasons that I graduated in life. My wife convinced me that I could move from Folago. I didn't want to move. I said, what's wrong with the mainland? It's nice, it's affordable. She said, no, I'm moving to a service house, that she's not going to struggle with generator. Mind you, said babe did not have a generator. She didn't have any of these luxuries. But she said, if I'm going to get married, there's a level that my life must change.
My wife told me, she said, we can do it. I didn't know that it was woman for you. I didn't know. She said, will I watch you? Hey, God, I didn't know cast that to me. But
please don't cast. Hey, stay on course.
She gave me motivational speech.
I can tell you a bit about that too.
And I ate it, she cooked for me. That's the only meal she made. Because my marriage is very unique as well. My mom visited us in London once. I said, you just they walk like saying that you be woman for this house. Waiting. On a good day, would have paid me, but do you know why it didn't pay me? Because I understand how my house functions. I understand what my wife does in our home. My 2 kids are Canadian citizens, God willing. Left to me, they would have been born in a safe hospital in Lagos. At least we shall have a healthy baby. My wife fought tooth and nail and changed my mind that it was possible that we traveled. We had our first son in COVID. Just making it make sense. COVID, nobody was traveling. But her brother is in Canada, right? I can't believe I'm really saying this here, but anyway. Her brother is in Canada. And she tried to find if there was a possibility. They said Canada released this thing where you could visit your family, you reunite. They had every relationship except brother and sister. She thought it was wild. The minute brother and sister came out, my wife started to apply. She had Canadian visa. And when we got married, she said, the first thing you must do is get Canadian visa. I wasn't interested. This babe made sure that we had visa. She worked it. I couldn't even go. I thought I'm too broke. We don't have money. It's COVID. My wife convinced me and made sure, before I knew it, we had money. I traveled. She paid for our flight ticket. I paid for birth. We did. That was how. And after we had our first child, even when the second one was hard, I believed it was possible. So I'm just trying to point out. So, but on the days that weren't great were because I was confused sometimes, even by my wife's expectation on how a husband was supposed to be, how I was supposed to be. And it was a very blurry couple of years. So it made me have bad esteem sometimes. I didn't think I was good enough. And thank God I'm a vulnerable person. I will share with my wife that generally I dealt with shame, for example. How I dealt with a lot of shame, just in my own personal life. People say, oh, you're expressive, you're this, you're that, you're confident. Sometimes, I will not lie, my confidence was a coping mechanism that I picked up when I was young. I was bullied a lot in secondary school. I was bullied for my weight. I was just bullied, period, So I was the funny guy. A lot of guys who are overweight tend to be funny because they had to find something to mask. But it's become a weapon now. It's become an addition now, thank God. Oh, Bremy, you're so funny. I like it's trauma, bro. It's trauma. Anyway, point is, I've told I dealt with a lot of shame. But guess what? When I felt like, maybe my circle of friends, they're driving X car, they're doing this, and whatnot, and it just felt like maybe when we're all together, I didn't maybe measure up. Or maybe just in my own house, I just think, my wife, I should be doing this for her. I used to have all those warped, ideologies and whatnot. I should do. And one day my wife told me, guy, you need to be calming down. Then moving to London, for example, I'm a super dad. I have 2 boys. If you follow me on Instagram, I cook first of all, I cook. And people don't understand, even for me, it was kind of tough because I thought that when I get married, my wife will be cooking for me. And that's what a wife does. My wife sat me down and said, bro, I don't cook for myself. I don't cook. We don't do that here. My wife doesn't, and it sounds crazy. White people, I told my wife doesn't cook. White people had blood left her face. They are best friends now. But my wife said, and one day I jokingly said it in the car. We parked, came back from an event, and I was like, yo, babe, so how far are you make dinner? She said, yo, didn't I tell you that I don't cook? I don't want there to be a problem in this marriage. So when people see me, I said, well, what is it? You like to cook, you can cook and whatnot. So when I cook, my friend made a comment one day and she thought it would pain me. And I had to be like, no, that is how my house runs. And I realized that sometimes when all the other people that I used to look at, I tell my wife, I text her all the time. I say, babe, we're really, really doing well. Even when we are challenged as a couple or with maybe finances and the things that make marriage, I can't even get into all of it. But I realized that we're really doing well because why, baby? I now developed my esteem. I understood how I was, that I wasn't like anybody else. I remember Tara Fela Dorotoye told me something. She said, Buwemi, if you are busy looking like everybody else, the people who are meant to find you will not find you. So when I rested in how I was, in who I was, I'm a great father to my children. Those are more important than everybody outside. Do you understand? I'm a great husband to my wife because someone like my wife, she appears strong, but she needs way more support than you people think. Do you understand? Then again, for my business, for the leader, one day on Twitter, somebody said, type this prompt in ChatGPT and see the results it will tell you for the kind of leader you are. I personally wanted to shed tears because some days I used to think I wasn't a good enough leader because maybe we are not making this kind of money. Or not, because you have your tech friends telling you they've raised $1 million and you are here in Mill Hill trying to see if you can get to Waitrose and do this. So I learned that I was doing okay, and how I am is completely okay. Do I have a unique, what they call it, marriage where I do some things that is, you know, is typically maybe the wife is supposed to do, like I take my sons to school, I do this and do that and whatnot. But we don't know what my wife be doing, and we don't know how our unit is working. So I realized that how we function is okay. And some of the issues that I thought were unique to us, you know, I said it earlier, I found out that is a common thread. And the only solution you do the marital therapy, you get great advice, and you work things out and whatnot. So I hope that answers the question.
Fantastic. Thank you. I think that we're maxed. Aren't we maxed out today?
I have one final question.
Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Your voice is loud enough, or do we need a mic?
Yes, it is. I want to ask a question about changing or amplifying the notion that your self-esteem shouldn't come from what you have or what you've done. How do we do that for men in general? Because it seems like it's a thing.
What do you mean?
My question is this nature or is this society? And when we identify it, how do we then change it? I know conversations like this are important, but what else can we do? So people just know that you are okay as you are, you're fine. We talked about clarity, we talked about balance. Being so rooted in yourself that, you know, no one's opinion, no one's expectation makes you waver. How do we do that in general? And anyone can answer.
Sorry, as somebody that just went through a lot of self-esteem issues and whatnot, I started to find the little things that made sense. And I had to also accept that the things that didn't make sense are not ever going to make sense. And it can make me sad, or can I focus on what makes sense, for example? So what did I do well? I could cook well, for example. Did I think some other things were not great? Yes. Did I cry about them? Yes. Was my self-esteem still there? So I think, again, you can't democratize. Shit, that word does me in. So you're not going to win all the time. Your esteem is still going to look at you in the night like, Francis, you are too tall. Francis, you are too. Pastor Flourish said something. Devil will come and remind you, oh, you know you sinned yesterday. Saying that was yesterday, my future is better. You know, stuff like that. You just have to choose what is going to not make you sad. So for me, and the minute I said that too, because guess what? The room is going to follow your energy.
Yeah.
The room is going to follow your energy. People would never, people are like, oh, but you're so this, you're so that. Like, I'm crying, I literally just finished crying. But I used to dress a certain way before. I used to go to TDA. I had some tailors on standby. I would go to the market. I'll buy the finest senator material because somebody made a comment one day, YBB, and in Lagos, you have to dress like the big boys. I wanted to dress what I thought was like maybe Mr. Kola or Kelechi, you know, the rich men of Lagos. You know how they dress, that they made three-quarter native, and it had to be white, and it had to be starched. But I mean, Francis, I was spending my money in TDA, and I was very proud. And I thought the more I went to TDA, you know, Dario is genuinely my friend, but you know, I'm around big people like Dario, you know, the people that came to SoCloud. But I was suffering. Do you know why? Because I was suffering. Because one day my friend told me, said, Boemi, you look aged, you don't look young. You dress like an old person. We're having a nice party, you're here in palm slippers and freaking senator. Until I met a stylist called Providence. I promise you that's his name.
No,
no,
it's
It's about the name.
You see what you're doing?
But his name is Providence. I just thought that was the most Igbo name ever. But anyway,
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Providence changed my life and took a suit, took a pair of ripped jeans. I said, I can't dress like this. I can't do this. I can't do this. He said, no, you can't. So we did a photo shoot. My photographer, Pope, that's how we met. And my eyes opened to the quirky Nigerian designers. And it was a little extreme, Sha. So if as the most quirky thing I wanted to wear, I found Siciano. The first day I was Siciano, I said, "Gay, what is this? My arms are out. There's a rope here. Why is it blowing
flowing,
in the
it's
wind?
fabric.
Oh my God, fabric!" The minute I discovered that side to me and I opened up to that whatnot, that was when everybody said, "Oh my God, you're so stylish. You're such a style icon. Can you teach me? Oh my God, where did you get it?" Mr. Kola Adesina complimented me on how I look today. Is that being a billionaire complimented you today?
Please, can we? Thank you. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, I think we're rounding up.
Yes, we are.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is where we hang it.
Yeah,
Put
please.
a peg.
A pin in it.
Like,
yes.
ooh.
But we're not done. I'm sure this is part one. I'm looking forward to more conversations about men. We didn't touch on all the topics with talking points, not at all. But I think there's so many things to talk about that will shape how we see life and how we begin to perceive ourselves as men that can deliver value to our world. So on this note, I want to appreciate everyone that has joined in this conversation, as well as those online. I want to say thank you very much for being part of the conversation. Please, can you give yourselves a round of applause? I know some of you have lingering questions, and I'm sure it's not been touched yet. We've got a community, and I'm sure we'll have letters delivered so that we can do some kind of follow-up on this. And we will continue to deliver value even as an initiative, the Call for Men. And we really, really do sincerely appreciate all of you for being here today. And on that note, do you want to say?
Yes,
parting
definitely.
shot? Yes.
So before we leave, Femile is here. Yeah, you're going to, yeah, you have a song. Yes, so you do have a song about, oh, well, you're going to, I don't know what you're going to do. You've got to sing. Yeah, you're going to sing. So what does he need? Please just sort him out. As we are sorting him out, he's going, because he has a song about men or something like that. I just discovered it. I was like, oh, okay. And of course, he said today he's just going to bless us with the song. And that's great. So please enjoy. The other thing is, out of here, why are we doing all of these things? I think that this is the first time we're having the conversation. The point is to be able to have this chit chat where we talk from here today about here today, and there's no judgment. But what you're supposed to, somebody asked me, what do I want out of here? I said 3 things. First things would be clarity. You know, that you would be clearer on what it is that you need to be and what you need to do. The other thing would be vision, that you would actually say, okay, this is where I'm going. This is how I want to be in my life. This is what works for me in my own life. This is where, you know, this is who is going to be in my life. This is why. And I think that the last thing would really be that you execute. So execution is you know, clarity, yes, vision, yes, but execution. That, and you know the funny thing is that everything that we've said here sounds different to you. It sounds, the way it sounds to me is different from the way it sounds to you. So that you take it with you and that you use it in your own life. Right? In the way that works for you. Please note that we will be having this just once a year. For now, as I'm sat here, this is what I think it is. But outside, we're creating peer-to-peer mentorship groups. So initially, I was telling somebody that in my head, and what Call for Men had always been, was for maybe men aged 20 to 35. But I realized that it's not just that. So peer-to-peer mentorship. Then there is something called the Elder Circle, where we have the older men in there. But there's something that looks like cross conversations, right? Sometimes because you're older, you think I've got it. But then you realize that I'm a dinosaur. I'm going extinct. So there's some things that you know, cross exchange, cross relate. And that's what it's going to look like going forward. So I want to thank you for being my first guests, my first in the conversation. And before we leave, Femi, are you ready? Oh, so please, please don't go immediately, chit chat, enjoy. There's, you know, little food here and there. And then we're going to take pictures, of course. I'm going to take pictures first with my guests. You are all my guests. Yes, you all, I'm sure you know you're my guests. So, yes, so I will take pictures, and we will take pictures. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Femi, are we going with you first? Please, let's honor him, and we have to be. Okay. Oh, he's sat in the middle.
Oh.
Unfortunately, you're not serenading me, but I would have loved that. But unfortunately.
All right. Usually I'm with the guitar, but I made a conscious decision not to bring it today.
Why? We were told you have a guitar.
Yes, because there's no guitar involved in this song. It will have been a moot point. So, quick context to the song. I was living in Nairobi with my wife and my 2 kids at the time, because I have 3 now.
Oh, wow.
My wife was pregnant. We married the same year. And I was at wit's end. I was expecting a baby in less than a month. No money in a new country. Everything was just bad. So I had the conversation with a man who also happens to be a songwriter and a friend, and I was just dumping everything on him. Like, I'm just tired, I'm this and this and that. And everything I was saying, instead of this guy to be empathetic towards my wahala, he was writing every single thing. And that's what turns into I Be Man. So that's how we wrote I Be Man.
Oh,
all right,
wow.
yeah. I shall. All right, we can put it up. All right. Yeah. I'm steady working to put daily bread on the table for my family. Sakpa no fi hold me cause Jehovah Jireh and my daddy. Sorry. To be a man no be by mouth. And we know they even chase clout. So many men that they lose their minds. Now waiting they make me to sing this song. I be man, but I be human being. I know they from Bruce Lee. I they cry most times. I they overthink. Yeah. I got on time. No they from again. But I go try again. Cause real man no mean say I be stone. See, so many men done they change their lives. Cause society done they pressurize men to the fly first class and driver's class, to be robot first and human last. If you be man, you deserve your flowers. You're not afraid you were someone's father. You were husband and a friend, you were someone's brother. So brother man sing. Say I be man, no I they cry most times, I they overthink, yeah. See, I got on time, no they form again. But I go try again, cause real man no mean say I be stone. I be man, I be man, I be man, I be man. Hey, yeah. I got on time, no they form again. But I go try again, cause real man no mean say I be stone, I be stone, I be stone, I be stone, I be stone. Thank you.
That was nice. That was
Thank
beautiful.
you, guys.
So,
Thank you.
Someone say thank you once again.
Thank you, pictures.
My name is Joshua Murakio.
And I'm YBB, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have, we need to have,
We'll take pictures.